Oh, let's see how this is gonna go. First, I gotta make a little section. Gotta create a wheel. Let's spin the wheel, see what we get, and then I'll go find a Reddit story that matches. Reddit on my laptop, the wheel will be on my phone. First things first is a horror story. Let me pull one up here. I also have to pull up my chat on my laptop, that way I can see what you guys are saying at the same time as I'm playing. Because for some reason I can't see chat on my phone. And it annoys me very, very much. Just mute the sound on my laptop. Now I can see chat. That's great. I'm gonna find some stories now. I have one here. It is a question. What is your most disturbing, scary, or creepy wheel story? Serious. Well, let's see. Comment 1. A few years ago, I was walking through the woods off of a beaten track a bit, and I smelt this really overpowering sweet smell. Being nosy, I pulled back the undergrowth to have a look and found a dead body. The guy had clearly been there a while and wasn't looking great, all swollen and green and black from various running bits. The local wildlife had also been doing well for a few days. I called the police, who told me to wait with the body until they arrived. Being in the middle of nowhere, it took a while for them to arrive, and it got dark, and I was just sitting there in the dark with him for a long, long time. It turned out he had committed suicide. For a long time afterwards, I had dreams about him. He would talk to me and not nice things, mainly, about how he was angry I had disturbed his resting place and he wanted to kill me. Probably just my imagination, but all pretty disturbing at the time. He still turns up in my dreams from time to time, and no doubt will be tonight after this. It's an interesting story. I do want to say, what do they mean by smell? Her body can smell sweet? Jesus. Oh shit, this one's so much longer, okay. About 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion pretty late at night, and the drive was about 2 hours. I didn't stay the night because I had to be back for work the following day. Most of the drive on the road was dense. There was bushes and trees on either side, the real creepy ones you see a lot in movies. Anyways, I had been driving about 45 minutes and I was starting to get really tired. You know how sometimes you just suddenly become really tired out of nowhere? Well, yeah, that happened to me. I knew I wasn't going to last, but I didn't come across any place that I felt I could park and safely sleep. Anyways, I wish I wasn't sick. Okay. After it became clear to me that I wasn't going to find a place to pull up, and my tiredness wasn't going away, I did something very questionable. I pulled over to the side of the road onto the grass behind some bushes to try and hide my car from anyone who was going to come past. The roads weren't empty. I came across another car every few minutes or so. I made a mental note that the time was 11:22, and then I fell asleep. Sometime later, I was awoken by a scratching sound. I looked at the clock. 11:50. The sound stopped after a few seconds, and because I was still extremely tired, I didn't bother looking around and simply went back to sleep. I was later awoken by the same sound. It was now 12:40. This time it really freaked me out because the sound didn't stop. The thought ran across my mind that it was just an animal inspecting the car, but why would it return almost an hour after it left the previous time? I looked into my rear view mirror and just managed to catch a glimpse of something running into the forest. Now, at the time, I thought it was a damn hook killer. You know, the ones that scratched the couple's car and then slaughtered the guy when he got out to investigate? Fuck that. I thought to myself, so I got the hell out of there. There was a bend no more than 100 yards up the road, and as I came around, there was a fucking car parked off to the side of the road with the driver's side open. I slowed down just to look to see if anyone was in there. There wasn't, and then I looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see anything, and all of a sudden this guy came sprinting out of the corner. He started screaming at me, shouting stuff like, hey, get the fuck out of your car. Now. I drove the fuck out of there and sped off. I never saw the guy again. Moral of the story, don't fucking sleep on the desert road. Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on the deserted road either. There's a bike ride one here. I'm gonna do one more story, and then I'll go spin the wheel to find another one. About 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion. Pretty late. Wait, nope, that's the same one I just read. Whoops. Okay. A few summers ago, I went for a bike ride around midnight with a friend. We went our separate ways at the end of the evening, and I had about 2 blocks to ride back by myself. Because of construction, I had to ride on the sidewalk, but the streets were dead. But it wasn't a problem until right where I was about to turn left onto my street, there was this man walking by himself. Maybe 40s, a little scruffy, but not homeless. The sidewalk was narrow, and I didn't want to freak him out, so I So when I got about 6 feet behind him, I said, "Hey, behind you," and he turned around and gave me this super angry look. I turned down my street, and he started to follow me, literally screaming about how I was a fucking cunt, and he was gonna kill me. And after that, I lived right off the corner. Or sorry, kill me and all that. I lived right off the corner, and I didn't want him to figure that out, so I decided to do another loop around the block.